All right, in this video, we're going to bring our focus to the planted areas and the trees around this site. If we take a look, we can see some distinctive green spaces. So I'm going to start a new layer in my line work called lawn. And you could call it vegetation, or you could split it up into several different layers if you had lawn and more formalized planting. I'm just going to keep it simple. And I'm going to start with an ellipse, and I'm just going to try to guess where the center of the ellipse point is. And first I set the diameter, and then I set the elongated diameter. And I can adjust the ellipse by just dragging on these control points here and try to get them kind of as close to the site plan as possible. And I'm going to use a lot of the same tools that I used to work on my curbs and sidewalks, which are offsetting and using lines and polylines, and the fillet tool to create corners around the edges of the planting. So I will offset this ellipse and then draw a few lines that are coming down from the paths that I can see and intersect with that secondary ellipse that's kind of setting the exterior path. And I'm just going to keep drawing and using the same drafting tools that I used before to draw in these green spaces. For the most part, I've been using lines and filleting and offsetting, but sometimes you might need to use the interpolate points curve to draw around irregular shapes. And I'm just using different versions of the orthographic image to make sure that I can detect where the actual outline of this shape is and the paths that are around it. So I'm trying to get as accurate as possible. The orthos are not 100% precise, but this isn't a survey drawing. This isn't something that anybody is going to construct a site out of. This is just to represent the site as best we can so that we can study and explore the context in a little bit more detail. It's always good to give it a save every now and then. And after you've done that, you can navigate to your CAD graphics folder and go to your CAD blocks, CAD graphics, CAD, and then blocks. And then you open up your trees in plan. You can bring that file into Rhino. It might close your other file, so hopefully you've saved and you can just open that right back up again. And now what you can do is just copy and paste some of these tree blocks into the Rhino file. And as you copy them in, they're going to come in pretty close to the origin, and you can navigate to them with when you copy them into your file, they're going to be selected. So you can use ZSA, which is zoom selected all, to navigate right to where the block is located. So if I just copy and paste this one, paste it in, and then I go ZSA, it's going to take me right to the block. And now I can move it around and resize it. I'm just using the gumball to resize. To resize using the gumball and make it a uniform resize, you can hold down Shift while you're just dragging on one of the X or Y axis handles. And so I'm just copying and pasting these blocks over and around the different trees that I see. In this plan, I haven't taken great care to understand what the species are, but I'm going to show you a little resource on the Open Data portal that can tell you what the species of trees are in your selected site, but I haven't done that. So what you might want to do is kind of assign different tree blocks to different tree species if you want to get really detailed and if those species are important to the understanding of your site. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I haven't gotten specific. I'm just kind of using a few different tree blocks and copying and pasting them around the site. That's looking pretty good. And so I'm just going to take a look at my line work and turn on my contours layer, and then I'm going to get ready to export it at scale to Illustrator.